Live.
Does it say that on Facebook? On YouTube?
Oh, I'm just checking now.
I'm just going to close that
Yes, it
error down
does.
there. Holy moly, there we go. Where are
Yep.
we? I'm going to have to set up the chat rooms again. YouTube, where's YouTube gone?
On the interwebs. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, that's good. Oh, we are too. All right, so let's do that. Set up the chat rooms again. I can hear myself. So I'll crank that down. Let's go live chat. And then let's bring the...
Good day, Dion.
Oh, Dion's in already. How are you, mates? I don't know how everybody's audio is, because I know with live streams, everybody's audio comes through a bit different.
Hello, Dion.
Oh, there we go. Looking at the wrong button. Live stream chats. I can't remember if I chat in here. Does it? Hello. I wonder if it comes out everywhere else. Obviously not. All right, we're having a few issues, but we're just going to go with it anyway. We'll see how many people come in. Oh, there's 5 people in there already. Bloody hell. Not bad. How is everybody? All right, looks like we're just going to have to go off the chat room in
That's
there
all right.
because everything else doesn't appear to be working at the moment. I'm going to have to go through everything again. We've been having a hell of a night tonight because I've been trying to set things up and we've been having feedback issues. We've been having operator issues and a lot of other issues. So I apologize. And even the chat room, I tried to set it up like the old school where we can bring the chat room window down. And it's not working. So I'm going to have to do some rethinking on a lot of this.
Yes. Well, we've got 6 people watching now.
Well, that's good.
I was going through
Watching us
some.
getting set up.
Hi, Christy.
Hey, Christy. See, if I do this, I can get stuff popping up, but you're not coming up in this chat window, which you're supposed
For
to.
I was watching a video today of this little boy at the time. I think he was 3 or 4, called Christian Haupt. He kept telling stories of him being a baseball player in his other life.
Oh.
And this is the book itself that the mother wrote was in 2017 about an 8-year-old. Well, it was 8. And the child was saying, he said he was Lou Gehrig in his past life. Because how it started was he saw a photo of a picture of Babe Ruth, and he goes, "That guy was mean to me," and the mother just brushed it off as a child just playing around. And then he goes, "No," and he pointed to the people and named them. He goes, "That's me. I'm Lou Gehrig." Then he named off players. He named his own, like Lou Gehrig's parents' names. Had the same batting stance, the same way he threw, everything. And this kid was telling stories of when he was playing baseball. It was crazy. The University of Virginia actually got involved with it as well.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dion's asked if we can discuss channeling. I don't know who Daryl Annika. Were you still talking then? Because
no, stop.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. I'm looking over on this screen over here.
And Bashar.
Daryl.
Yeah, I don't know who any of them are.
Daryl.
I don't know if you guys have heard any of them.
Daryl Anker is a writer.
Do you want to fill us in a little bit, Dion, so we know what you're...
Bashar. writer, director, and film producer. He owns his producing partner and wife, Erica Jordan.
I mean, we got the right person.
Mm. We actually recorded a couple of episodes earlier tonight, and we had a couple of very interesting discussions as well, but not on channeling.
So Daryl Anker is an internationally known channeler who since 1983 has channeled an extraterrestrial entity form
Yeah.
in the future called Bashar through trance channeling.
No, I don't put much into that guy. I've seen him. He was on TV not long ago. And he's going on tour and he can channel on demand this alien. Sorry.
I mean, I can do a lot of things on LSD as well. I'm sorry, and I'm going to sound like an absolute asshole saying this, in my opinion, and this is just me, they go in the same likes as Hillsong Church on TV, that Benny guy on TV with the churches, any of the astral readers or self-professed psychos. Yeah, no. Anyone that does those call in for card readings online, no. You can't put your faith in that.
What does everybody think of my nice green microphone?
It's green.
It's green.
I've got to stop looking over there, dude, because every time I look over there, I can see Jeremy talking, but there's no audio coming out. That's why I got caught a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's yeah.
I mean, as far as channeling is concerned, do you guys believe in channeling? Not this particular person.
Yes. Hang on. I want to vote first. All right. Do we go with the green or
look?
Do we go with the chrome?
No need to vote. We've had enough with your microphone.
Hey?
I said no need to vote. That one's it's just a sleeve. All right, no, didn't have that bit open yet. It hadn't caught up.
Sorry, that made a bit of noise, but there we go. It's back on. It's staying on now. But yeah, these are my travel microphones that I use when we're out and about and want to record it while we're out and about. But I just thought, let's crack it up and set it up. I think they sound all right.
This guy has set himself up to make money off this whole channeling business that he has.
Yep.
So this person was writing on a forum here. Hello, everyone. I was wondering if anyone was also a fan of the channeled entity Bashar could offer some insight on this. I recently went to the Bashar TV site in order to watch some of the transmissions and was shocked when I saw that each transmission of, which there are quite a few, needs to be paid for individually, ranging from $25 to $35 at a cursory glance. It seems strange because a lot of people will not be able to afford purchases. Very many are expected to be operating on a subscription basis. So this guy is getting $20 to $35 for each transmission that he does.
Nah. Total.
That for me is enough to say, go pull someone else's hair over their eyes.
Look, in all honesty, if you're talking about channelers can't channel a specific entity on demand. If he can do that right when he's going on stage and then he goes, "Oh, I am Bashar, I am the alien," on demand, it's
any type of spiritual truth doesn't cost anything.
Oh my god, dude.
The alien in the background is Max. And he's
That's amazing.
Look, can you imagine that? Max turns around and goes, right, you can channel with me, but it's going to cost people $50 a turn.
Well, as Max's keeper, I'm fine with that, but I'm not fine with... Yeah. No, sorry, I just... I remember seeing him on TV, and I go, "Oh, this is going to be interesting." And then he goes, "I'm, walk from walk, and I talk like this, and the world peace and bullshit, blah 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 blah." I said, "No, channeling does not work like that. If you can channel on demand, you're just good at putting on voices and talking shit." So
honestly, I've never seen or heard about this person, but the way you are talking about him, I'm quite curious just to hear him channel.
He does
I don't know if
like this. There is a funny voice to his communication.
Oh shoot!
He's a weird looking dude as well. He actually looks half alien, so he gets away with it like that. But he sits on stage. Hang on, I'm going to start my channeling process. Hello.
Nah.
No. That's not channeling. That's just performing.
Netflix called Interview with an Extraterrestrial.
Yes, that's the one that I saw, and I stopped
Hmm.
it because I couldn't watch any more of it.
It was that
Oh.
cringe.
It depends on how much you've had to drink, and I don't drink, so it wouldn't have taken much. But I wasn't watching it.
Would that be classed as conditioning people? Because you outlay all this stuff for a charge, and then you're telling them all these things, then you get followers and believers, and it just becomes like Scientology.
No, it's not. It's not. Only because if you're going to spend money to go and see him, you're already cooked in the head anyway. You're already conditioned. He's just a performing.
Well, when you think about it, both Eastern and Western esoteric philosophers warn against channeled messages.
Well, proper channel messages, you don't even know who they're coming from. Reality.
Well, they all say it's either fraudulent entities within the mental psychic realm that might have bits of truth, but is overall BS because it's the chaos realm.
Yeah. No, I remember. Yeah. You're not going to get anything except a whole load of weird voices out of me while we're talking about this dude. Yes,
No.
I know who you're talking about, and I did see that's part of that special anyway. That's where I got it from, and I think he was actually on one of the news programs because isn't he coming over to Perth or he's coming to Australia soon, or if he's not already here, that's where it came about. But
Dion,
yeah.
I suggest that you put on some Neil deGrasse Tyson on and just relax.
God damn. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's amazing.
He is amazing. But yeah, the channeling within the paranormal aspects. I mean, yeah, I believe that there are people with some abilities as far as psychics, mediums, empaths. Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, we can't discount that it is real, but as soon as you're putting on a stage show, I don't think an alien wanting to send a message for the good of mankind is doing them messages at $29.99 a ticket.
No, yeah,
know. It's just kind of got the whole Heaven's Gates feel to it.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I am Poe, and this is the message. We're all going to go into spaceship and ride off.
Was it T and Poe or something like that?
Yeah. T and Doe.
Yeah, one of those kind of things.
Scientology, yeah, occult. Sounds like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does that, Dion, before he goes on stage.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know how many people who are tuning in on this also tune in on my new podcast, Static Echoes. We've actually done a couple of episodes on things in and around Australia at the moment. So, what are your thoughts on the Pilliga Princess? Everybody's gonna start googling now.
No, you can't hear my keyboard now.
Oh no, you're doing all right. I don't know what you've done to your microphone, but it's
nothing.
Really good.
I've actually bought a different keyboard.
He's bought a silencer for the keyboard.
The one that I had was like 9 years old, or 10 years old, so I thought it was time to fix it.
Well, there you go. But yeah, no, it was interesting because I did an episode on the Pilliga, mainly about talking to that truck driver about the Yowie encounters he's had, and some of the comments on that. There was a lot of good feedback. There's a lot of what do you call them? A lot of people out there that just like picking on everyone. There's a lot of nasty comments in there about the guy as well.
Was that?
Excuse me.
So I haven't watched the episode on the Pilliga Princess. Was that about that lady that was walking up and down the highway there?
I haven't done one, but yeah, it's about that Aboriginal lady who she used to walk up and down. Is it the Newell Highway? I think.
Newell Highway.
Yeah, and eventually she ended up
South
getting
Wales. 93. I was two.
Oh man, we've got a freaking ghost walking right past my security cameras right freaking now. What the ever loving?
Was that the same ghost that set your neighbour's house on fire?
No, but it was looking at the house. No, some girl
See,
walking across
Gary,
our
it was a-
lawn.
It was a Scientologist. They got the wrong house.
See, that's the second time Scientologists have been brought up tonight. We have to do another one on the Scientology.
We will.
We are well overdue for that.
I
We
think
haven't had technical, although we have had a few technical issues tonight.
I might have to have a reach out to an acquaintance of mine. He used to be a Freemason.
You wouldn't have got much about the Freemasons out of him, I wouldn't have thought, but or are they starting to?
A
loosen
lot of
their
people. No, well, he's not a Mason anymore. He's
Oh,
out
okay.
completely. And there's been actually, I think it's been trending in the last couple of years. Freemasons that have gotten out, even higher profile, like art musicians and singers that have gotten out and are speaking about it and how it's really not what people say.
Well, years ago, when I say years ago, back when we were doing antenatal classes with when we were expecting Matt, my first, we met this other couple there as well, and we were over their place for dinner one night, and he actually pulled me aside and he actually said, "I'm a Freemason." I go, "Yeah, all right. I don't know what that is. You know, I wasn't getting into the ins and outs." And then he pulls out this fancy suit. I go, "Oh, all right. So it's a rich man's club." And then he pulls out this little, what they call it, like a pinny kind of thing, and white gloves and shit. Oh, you know, it's like a little thing that goes around your waist and hangs down.
Waistcoat.
No. Like what you would wear while you're cooking, an apron type thing. And as soon as I saw the apron, I said, "Yeah, not me. I'm not wearing a suit with an apron and stuff."
My grandfather was my great grandfather. My grandfather, my dad's side, he was a Freemason.
Yeah, and he tried a long time to get me in, and he turned around and he goes, "Oh," he was at the time the grand poobah of his lodge, and
so you say grand poobah, I just think Happy Days and
I don't know what the proper name for it is, but he was
the leopard lodge that they had, and there's this grand poobah.
Apparently they only do it for so long, and then it rotates around, and somebody else gets the spot. So it was his time and he wanted to bring me into it. And I've got to admit, for a moment there, I thought, it's a secret society. Yeah, I'd be interested, but I'm not putting
apparently the amount of control.
My question is, how did this guy approach you when you were at the prenatal class?
From behind?
No. We actually hit it off, made friends. Yeah, Lamar. 1, 2, 3. And the Freemasons.
Oh my god.
That's the secret handshake. What the hell is that?
Nothing.
Bloody hell! Can't hear your keyboard, but by God, those packet of whatever the hell you're eating.
Oh my god!
I was off and down and crunching on something. I'm like, I've got honey roasted cashews.
Oh, those are good.
I've got my glasses cleaner, which happens to be the same bloody color as everything.
You can try it that if you want, but I really would not recommend it.
No. So anyway, yeah, not at antenatal classes. We were around their place for dinner, and I never went any further with it. And he tried for probably a good 6-7 months to try and get me to join up.
Maybe
and he wasn't. We help people out. We do this. We do that. And to me, it just sounded like you've got to put your membership fees in. You got to do this. Got to do that. And it's all about somebody else gets to spend
all about
money.
stature.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't believe in paying your way up the system, which sounds very much like a Scientology thing. You know,
the more you pay,
the more you pay, the higher up that ladder you go. You wipe out some of those thetans or whatever they call those things. So, but yeah. Anyway, getting back to the thing, we were talking about a lot of yowies and stuff. Yes, Dion, we do have a yowie hunt coming up, but we're not talking about it live, so people don't all turn up at the same. Although, after a conversation I had tonight, I might potentially look at a slightly different location, because the person I was speaking to went to a place sort of in the Mundajong area, and he said he used to go to this place quite regularly and never had a problem. There's this one night he said he had this absolute sense of fear, and he couldn't explain it. There was no reason for it. He jumped a couple of fences to go where he was going, and what happened was then there was
My type of place.
the forest was off. It's a forest off to the side, and he goes, and it was a still night, and he said he was actually drawn to look over there. What happened was he said the trees started shaking, and then he heard this almighty crack in the trees, and then bang, 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 3 wood knocks, big, strong wood knocks. Then he heard a guttural noise, and he said that was when the heebie-jeebies went up, and he goes, he turned and ran. He actually dropped his torch, and he goes, I'm not going back for it. So apparently there's a torch there for anybody who wants to go for a walk out that way if they find it, you know. I know who owns it, but I don't think you're going to say anything. But anyway, he hurdled back over those couple of fences, and he said he could hear all kinds of noise going through the scrub down alongside where he was running. He got back into his car, slammed the door shut, and then he felt the ground. He actually felt the ground shake, and he heard some more, and he goes, that was it. Start the car, into drive, off he went. And he actually started to record on his camera as he was driving, not while he was running, but while he was driving. And he said everything that was happening. He put it all into this conversation. So what I want to know is, has anybody had any experiences in and around WA with that kind of thing? We've actually, obviously, Yowies are a polarizing thing, because we just dropped somebody with Down to 5 talking about Yowies. But I just thought it was interesting that this is a place that we haven't actually investigated yet. So
I haven't myself.
Hey?
I haven't myself, not with the Yowie sort of thing anyway.
No. And it's funny because
I know there's been a lot of sightings around Serpentine area.
Yeah, well, this isn't far away from that.
Mm.
Like I said, Jason Hill, he's actually investigating at the moment, and he's concentrating on that Serpentine, Mundajong / Jarradale, that whole area, because there are things around now. If you go back, again, that's jumping over to the other channel, but there's a video on there where we did an investigation, and we've got a thermal hit for something that actually looks like it could be hiding behind a tree, and it's popping its head out, and you can actually see it coming up on the thermal. It's not a video camera, it's a thermal camera, so it's picking up heat signatures. But we also got, at least as far as I could find, 2 vocalizations on that video, which actually set the local dogs barking. We tried doing the calls and things like that to try and spruik up a little bit of activity. The dogs didn't go off for us, but as soon as this thing went off, the dogs were going. So I don't know if it's a frequency that they can pick up that we can't produce or reproduce. I don't know what it is, but the dogs definitely know the difference between a person doing what we call a Yowie call and what an actual vocalization is. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. Now, going back through this video and reading a lot of the comments and stuff like that, a lot of people were saying the best way to do a Yowie investigation is just walk out, pick a spot in the scrub and sit down and just be quiet. Let them approach you rather than do the vocalizations without doing the wood knocks, things like that, because as they said, that's their habitat, that's their environment. They know when you're there. You don't know when they're there, but they know when you're there. And if you just sit there being quiet, they're possibly going to come in a little bit closer to see what's going on, rather than, yeah, these idiots are banging sticks and making stupid noises. We'll stay away from them.
I mean, as far as strategy is concerned, I would assume that would be the best way.
Yeah,
find a nice spot, be quiet, just set up cameras, don't move, and you might actually get something. But if you're going through and making a bunch of noise, they're gonna not want to go there, just like any animal.
Exactly. Yeah. So of course, the first time we went in there, we were banging sticks and things like that. But we still got something which makes me wonder that when we go out, we're going out next weekend. When we go out next weekend, I'm actually thinking of strategizing a much more quiet, low key investigation. We're just going to pick a spot in the bush and we're going to sit and we're going to be quiet and we're going to hear what comes and what approaches. Obviously, I'll have the thermal imaging going. I'll have cameras going. And as I was showing Fernando earlier, I have my new toy ready to go. So there we go. It's a new heavy duty gimbal that's going to handle the camera rig that I've got, because my old gimbal I'd overloaded it with the heavy lenses. It was too heavy for it. So we're taking the new gimbal, taking this 4K camera, and as well as the thermal imager, and we're going to go out there and we're going to do a fairly quiet, subdued Yowie investigation and see what we can pick up.
Nice.
So there will be video coming back from that. It's probably just going to be a whole lot of people sitting in the dark going, "Ooh, what was that?" One of the things that Ray Doherty said is there are a lot of people, and he goes, and he was guilty of it at the start when he first started going out doing Yowie investigation. He goes, you get a thing called Yowie brain. And that's where, like a lot of paranormal investigators do, you hear that's a Yowie moving. You know, a stick drops from a tree and hits the ground. Oh, that's a Yowie breaking sticks. It's a bit like, you know, orbs are paranormal.
Dust.
Paranormal. You know what I mean? When you start out, you don't understand what everything is. So you naturally attribute everything to what you're going to look for. So we have to avoid doing that when we go out on investigation. But yeah, so we're going to do that next weekend. I'm still deciding on which location, because after hearing the report tonight from that guy, it's a location that I haven't been to before. The only thing is I'm not really keen, if it's as aggressive as what he's saying, to be taking all my shit, because if he's dropping torches, I'm not dropping gimbals and cameras. I'm taking those buggers with me, even if I've got to fight him up for them. So I don't know if that's a wise move or not. Obviously, we're going out looking for them, but the difference between when you're going out in a paranormal investigation where you're going out looking for spirits and things like that is a 10-foot hairy man. Sounds wrong, I know. But a big, solid 10-foot hairy man who's very aggressive and or potentially very aggressive is a completely different proposition, because that thing can actually hurt you. That's physical. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's
well, at least you know he won't follow you home.
Nah.
That's the upside.
The beauty of my strategy is that while I'm running, I will be leaving a trail of very weird, sort of scented little brown droplings everywhere to hopefully put him off. Did that put you off your little chocolate drops?
No, I stopped eating. So I just cracked my tooth.
Oh, you're joking.
Oh.
No.
Shit.
It hurts.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry. On that.
It's one that I've got to get pulled anyway, but there's a big gap there now.
Yeah. Anyway. Question to everybody who's listening in. Can you put in the chat, how does this microphone sound? Because it's the first time setting up tonight. Well, over the last couple of weeks anyway. To do some lives. So I want to hear what it's saying. Yeah, well done, mate.
Average.
So we're not going to listen to Woodchuck.
No, he sounds like an asshole.
I don't care about how much wood the woodchuck can chuck, and I can't even say the rest of that now. If he could chuck wood. Anyway, yeah, I just want to hear what everybody else has to say, because what you're hearing is literally direct out of the microphone. It's not processed or anything. So it'll be interesting. I usually do the post processing on the recorded episodes, but for a $99 microphone, I am actually and $15 for the green pop filter. I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, but they're Rode microphones, and they normally retail for more than that.
Well, I got I've got these for $99 each because I've got another one just behind me. Hang on.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they retail normally for like 170, 180, don't they?
So there's the other one.
Hmm.
I actually don't know. When I went looking for them, that's the price. So that's what I paid for them because there was a few that had it all at the same price. So I've got two of them for when we're up
What
there.
are they? The Rode
Pod
Pod mic?
Yeah, and then there's the SM7B, which is the one that I usually record with. That one's a lot more expensive.
USB dynamic microphone?
No, these ones are just XLR.
XLR.
I think the USB one's a bit more expensive, but the XLR is the cheaper one because it's the older one. The USB one,
149.
Yeah. So it's not bad. It sounds pretty good, actually. I'm quite impressed with it.
So when you guys go out to wait, you said tomorrow?
Next week.
Next
No,
week?
not tomorrow. Yeah.
So how exactly or like what is your setup looking like as far as I'm assuming you're gonna spend the night.
No, we won't spend the whole night, but we'll be in there for probably 5 or 6 hours.
How far is it?
It's not far. It's not far from where we live. Without saying where I actually live, it's probably 40 minutes.
40 minutes. That's nice. That's nice.
Not far at all. The place where the reports of that aggressive one is actually probably another 10 minutes closer than that. So it's probably only half an hour away, 25 minutes to half an hour away.
Wow.
Although
So
the main road is actually blocked off now. So it might be a little bit longer initially while they're doing the roadworks there. But once the roadworks are finished, yeah, it's about half an hour away.
So what you're telling me is that you live in a Yowie area.
I wouldn't say where I live.
Yeah,
is.
when the sand's hot, you go, yowie.
Oh, yeah. There's actually a lot of F words that come out when the sand gets hot as well.
Oh man. No, I'm saying, I mean, because a half hour drive, it's pretty much a jump and a skip. I mean, it's not really that far. So you're able to go into a forest and look for yowies. That's amazing.
Well, Jeremy will tell you that I'm 2.2 kilometers away from the ocean, the Indian Ocean, where I live. I'm literally on a pedal bike. It takes 10 minutes. In a car, it takes not even 5 minutes to get there. But if you go inland, because most of the metropolitan area is on this plateau just at the bottom of the hills, anywhere in the metropolitan area is only probably half an hour away, if that, from these forested areas. And the forested areas go pretty much along that ridge line of the ranges, and that's where a lot of the yowies are, or a lot of the yowie sightings, I should say. Apparently, there've been a couple of recent ones out in Kalamunda as well, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've well, even going back 10 years, even not longer, there's Greenmount around that area.
Oh, Greenmount Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darlington and everything.
Yep.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, because lately on my channel, I've been reacting to disturbing camping encounters and disturbing hiking encounters. For some reason, not for some reason, everybody, likes their own thing. But that's been getting a pretty good traction. And, just the thought of going out there in the middle of the wilderness with a tent and, a potential yowie could just be right next to you outside of the tent. But aside from yowies and kangaroos, what are other potential animalistic threats out there?
Oh, the drop bears. The drop bears are shocking.
So you have yowies, you have bears, you have
snakes,
kangaroos, snakes.
Those hoop snakes
oh my.
are the worst.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got 8 of the 10 most venomous snakes here in Australia. Yeah, the world's most venomous snakes are here in Australia. I can hear the keyboard go, there, you need to put that silencer back on. But
Sorry. Did it? So Australia's home to many of the world's most venomous snakes, with widely cited ranking list 20 out of the top 25 species.
oh, there you go, even more.
And
So, yes.
spiders. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, spiders don't.
I
do
mean, over
much.
here, it's mainly the redback or the white tip. They're the two ones.
And-
If you go over east, you got the funnel web
funnel
and
web.
things like that.
Dion, it's called snakes and ladders, not snakes and spiders.
Hey,
Matt.
Tristan, how are you, mate? Well, we're going out again next weekend, and you were with us last time we went out. You and your lovely lady. That same location is one of the possible places where we're going, or there could be another location down down the hill a little bit. Let's just put it that way. I'm still trying to work out where we're going with it. I might even actually do a run up there one afternoon this week and scout the place and see if it's worthwhile setting up at that location. But you know, we'll see, because obviously you want to go where the recent reports have been happening, because that's where you've got the best likelihood of having an encounter. Now, while that whole escarpment, that whole Darling Range is an active area for them, because it's sort of a pass-through area, I do think it would be worthwhile. In fact, Tristan and his lovely lady, they were down at Bailing up with Lynn and I. Well, not with us, but we met them down there. We had dinner with them down there, and we caught up at the Medieval Festival a couple of weeks ago. And down that area would be a fantastic place to do an investigation as well for yowies and any other kind of Australian native folklore, weird cryptozoological creatures would be. I had to think that one through. That was a long sentence.
Fernando, if it makes you feel any better, we do have the world's most venomous snake here.
Which one is it?
The inland taipan.
No.
A single bite is enough to kill 100 adults.
Yeah.
Oh, just 100. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just 100.
I'm good. I'll stick to ghosts, goblins, and demons.
And
they're safer.
And the funny thing is, as well, we're into September now. Two of the other things that we have to worry about, we've got snake season, because they're all coming out of hibernation, and we've got the magpie season as well.
Oh, swooping season.
Swooping season is upon us. Wow. I was just going to say Fernando's laughing, but I was looking over there.
Christy, another one. There's Nope Ropes. You got Danger Noodles. That's another one. It's my favorite.
Oh, Christy's talking about the Boddington.
Yeah, no, she said about that, but then she goes Nope Ropes, which is another name for snakes.
Yeah,
and I call them Danger Noodles.
Yeah, Dion, we know you've got your snakes and whatever. I don't mind the pythons myself. It's the ones that are a bit more venomous that I'm not a fan of.
See, Dion, it's all well and good until you're swimming in a river and then you get chased by a tiger snake, and then literally you are the reincarnation of Jesus and you're walking on water.
You know what? Right, this is going back to when WAPA first started. There was a place out in the not far from Whiteman Park. It was this old. It was a mansion, right? And it was left in ruins. Now, the reason why we found out when we investigated, it was a local family who used to own racehorses. So there's a whole like stables area and all of that. There's like an old pool that's been emptied out. It's probably all gone now. And it was all filled with graffiti and stuff. And a lot of guys would go skateboarding in the pool area. You had to go through a little bit of dirt driving to get to it. And the place was an absolute wreck. It would have been a mansion when it was actually living. But what happened was when they moved in, there was a natural lake out the back, and their daughter went for a swim in it, and she got bitten by a tiger snake while she was in there, and she died. And they were so devastated, they just left the whole place. Now, this little lake is now known as Tiger Snake Lake. Say that 3 times when you had a few to drink. And when we were out there investigating, we actually saw a couple of tiger snakes out there, and one of our investigators, when I first started Wapper Up, he was a photographer, and he's got some published works and stuff like that. He actually used to sell a lot of his photography. Now, he actually did an article up for some magazine, and he sent some of these photos in of the tiger snakes and whatever that he caught. Well, apparently they're a very rare species, and there's not many of them around, but there's a lot of them in and around this place. So we were very cautious about what time of the year we went to investigate that place, and it's all gone now. It's all been bowled over and it's all been built up. But yeah, that's one of the things about investigating in Australia. Snakes can be an issue, so you do have to be careful where you're walking
Snakes could be
and
nice.
sitting, because we were talking not long ago about butt munching plants and things like that.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I for nothing. Can't wait to see that one when it comes out. But that sounded completely wrong. Also, but yeah. Is this national? Well, I'm assuming it's a national park, right?
Are we talking about Nangara?
Where you're going to visit your neighbor?
No. It's just a whole load of bush. You've got the John Forest National Park, which is a bit further north of where we're going,
Oh,
but it's it's fairly continuous throughout. There's a few town sites in and around throughout there as well. Calamunda's up around that way and stuff. Which just out the back of Kalamunda, there's been a lot of sightings in and around there. So yeah, it's a heavily wooded area. And then if you go further north from John Forest, we go to what Jeremy's just putting in the chat now about the Nangara pines. Now, Jeremy can tell you some stories about things he's come across in the pines.
Yeah, not nice.
Which was leading me to my next question. Aside from yowies, is there anything else going on in these forests?
You got the bunyip.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
bunyip.
The bunyip.
I think they're close.
God bless you.
They're usually close to water.
What is that?
It's a bunyip.
A bunyip.
Yep.
Yep.
A little more information would be greatly appreciated.
The bunyip.
That sounds like something you could put butter on and toast it.
No, not a bun.
Yowie. The yowie you eat. That's a chocolate yowie, that one.
I had the ice creams as well.
Mm. But no,
it's an amphibious monster that lurks in swamps and billabongs with the appearance and physical attributes varying across different cultural groups and sightings.
It's a bit like when you talk about the
I
goat
wouldn't even know
sucker.
how to spell it. Jesus Christ. Bunyip?
Bun.
Bun, B-U-N, yip, Y-I-P.
Yeah. Yeah, Dion's just said they live by creeks. That's what I was saying. They're near water and stuff like that.
So apparently,
hell no.
Apparently, there was an expedition in 1846 was widely reported to have returned the skull of a bunyip. The skull was then supposedly lost. Most experts believe that the skull was likely from a horse or a cow.
Yeah.
What in the world? I mean, I'm seeing like a bunch of images. So a bunyip is a mythical, monstrous, amphibious creature from Australia, Aboriginal folklore. Wait, so
now that you've said that, you can't say anything bad about it because you'll be in lots of trouble.
Yep.
I'm not in Australia.
You can be cancelled.
Oh, so it's protected by people.
No, not the bunyip itself. No. It's all right. It's a joke that Australians will get.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It
Anyway,
looks like the chupacabra's cousin.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Think about the chupacabra, how that if you go into the Caribbean islands and whatever, the chupacabra is described as a little sort of short man with big bangs at the front.
What?
Whereas
in the world?
when you go
Where?
that in the Caribbean, the chupacabra is described like that. Whereas if you go to sort of Dallas, Texas, and places like that, it's described more like a dog with no hair and stuff. Completely
Okay.
different descriptions, but both by the name of the goat sucker. They drink the blood, but don't eat the flesh of dead animals or people in some instances. So basically, the Caribbean version of the chupacabra is like a kind of little midget vampire thing. It's worth looking up. And this is what I'm saying is when you talk about the bunyip, you can get different descriptions on what a bunyip actually is, depending on whereabouts you are and what the local law tells you about them.
Interesting. So, did you guys know there's a Wikipedia for cryptids?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. See, Dion's heard the same thing about it being a hairless dog from Mexico. Yeah, if you actually look it up, you will find that in the Caribbean or maybe even the Haitian sort of islands around there somewhere, when they describe the chupacabra, they're talking about a little miniature person, maybe 3-4 feet tall, and it latches on and it'll drink the blood from small birds and small animals, dogs, cats, things like that. So it's interesting how they can give the same name to completely different descriptors on what these things actually are. You know, and it takes me back to the conversation that we had with Ray Doherty when we were talking to him about yowies in Australia, and he actually said that there's at least 5 different types of yowie. Not all of them are the big 10-foot, 12-foot tall monstrous things. Some of them are only 3 foot, 4 foot tall, and I always think back to Jeremy talking about his pickaninnies and things like that when you get to the smaller little puckwodgies and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, you've also got the Hawkesbury River monster as well.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What type of bear did you say that was in that forest area that you're going to go to?
Drop bears.
Oh, the drop bears.
I didn't realize that's
Gary will Gary will administer some Vegemite behind his ears, and that generally keeps them away.
I remember doing a podcast back in, I want to say 2010, 2011, with this American dude called John Fortuna. And he asked about the local wildlife around Pandek. Yep. And then you got the Yarra and you got the Yowie. There's a lot of different, the Yeti. There's a lot of different names for them. But yeah, we're talking with John, and we were talking to John Fortuna, and we're talking about, he asked about what sort of animals we could come across in an investigation here in Australia. And we started talking about the kangaroos and he said, oh, how scary are they? And I said, well, it's not so much scary. It's just a matter of the size. I said, it depends on the color of them. And he thought we were being a smart ass saying, what, the purple ones are this or purple ones are that. No, we're talking about the big reds or the little the small gray kangaroos.
Yeah.
And then we brought up about the drop bear as well. And he goes, well, what's that? I said, it's not a bear like what you have in America.
It's a rabid koala.
It's more like it's a koala. It's related to the koala, but it's like Jeremy said, it's a lot more rabid. It's more feral, and what it's known for is for dropping dropping out of the trees on the people who are walking up the trees, and it'll scratch at your eyes and things like that. So
yeah, I mean, because the way you said it, it sounded like like it's like a kangaroo, like you could just see it.
No.
Oh, you don't see them.
Koala looks like.
Yeah,
it's like a koala, but it's.
I mean, no. I'm seeing a picture of it, a drop bear. No, I'm just saying that, like the way you said it, it was like in my head, it was like, oh, and bears too. So you got deadly snakes, deadly spiders, yowies, bears, kangaroos that could, pretty much, kick your butt. So it's like, it's
we got black cats as well.
Shadow Panther, yeah.
A half hour away from your house. That's amazing.
Yeah, but by the same token, right? My cousins who live in Canada, in British Columbia, in Canada, quite often he'll look out the back and there'll be a grizzly or there'll be a brown bear out in the backyard going through his bloody trash. Stop
Jesus.
that for a joke. Those things are big.
Fernando looks frightened.
He's in Vancouver. He's in Vancouver, so.
No, I think Fernando looks overwhelmed with all the drop bears and kangaroos and snakes and spiders.
No, yeah.
When
I
you
mean,
get over
there's
here,
just like a lot
over
of.
here for a holiday, we'll take you on a drop bear expedition.
All right, I'm down.
Although we could take you to Kahuna
I'll-
Wildlife Park. You
yeah,
can hold a koala, which is the friendly version.
I almost said something so wrong. But
What?
that's just
Just
gonna
say
keep. Huh?
Just say it.
No.
It makes for
really
good
bad.
content.
All right, just for content. I was gonna be like, all right, yeah. As long as I'm between Gary and Jeremy, I'll be safe.
Fernando, I'm talking with a deep radio voice
Oh
now.
my
You do
God.
realize that
Fernando.
if you are stood between Jeremy and myself, that only protects you if they're coming in from the sides. A drop bear comes in from the top.
On the top.
Yeah, but Jeremy said he's like 6'5" or something like this.
They have precision accuracy.
They can
Yeah, but why would they
smell-
go after poor old me if they have
Because
They
they
can
can
Trump
smell
right
this.
next
They
to
can.
me?
They can smell the foreigner's blood.
Oh
No,
man,
it's true. It's true. Because what happens is when you live in Australia, right? Because we're used to the climate over here, our body odor and sweat glands. I don't know if pheromone.
We smell like Vegemite pretty much.
It smells a bit different. Whereas when visitors come over, they sweat differently, and it's that smell that actually attracts them.
It's a pheromone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an actual pheromone, so
I wouldn't
that
say
means
that.
it's going to try and hump you at the same
Well,
time.
it
But
probably
no,
would.
but I get it.
it's going to drop from a
because
tree,
it's
land in
like-
front of your face. It's going to go, Fernando.
Christy, I'll give you a Bunnings umbrella to keep you safe.
Yeah, that'll work. Good
There
old
you go.
Bunnings umbrella.
There you
those
go.
Green, the
There you
little
go.
red.
Thanks, Christy. These guys are not helpful.
Well, that's what we'll do. We have to take him to Bunnings to get a Bunnings snag.
Yeah. With
No,
the
but
onions
you
on the
know,
bottom.
I definitely know where you come from because every time I travel, I say to the Dominican Republic, for some reason, the mosquitoes are attracted to me, and and people from like us and not them. Sucks,
Whoa,
but, I
that's
see
some
it.
big words.
I see it.
There you go. Dion said apparently they can smell a tourist's blood from within 100 meters. It's a bit like a shark. A shark can smell a drop of blood at like 2 kilometers away in the ocean, and they can come in from there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
We've got.
I would
video
rather
someone
for
saying
you
they wanna
guys
go on a
take
hunt for
me to one of those and lock me in a morgue. I would much rather. I would feel safer in those places.
one. Drop bear morgue.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the story of the miners that were in the cabin in Washington back in the 1920s, I think it was, and they had a spotter to keep an eye out for wolves and things like that while they were doing their thing, and they picked up this big thing on the other side, on the ridge on the other side, and it was heading towards them, and this miner ended up shooting it, and it was actually a Bigfoot. Well, what happened after that is it wasn't alone. The rest of its family came to pick up the remains, and they saw where the miners were, and then they came and they started attacking the cabin that they were in, and they were under siege for the entire night by these Bigfoot. They were actually climbing onto the roof. They were smashing at the logs, and they reckon these big diameter logs that the cabin was made of were starting to give way. And you should look into that story. That is it's real. There are actual news reports of it and everything like that out in Washington somewhere. I think they've actually called it Ape Canyon or something like that now, where it happened because of this incident. And
No, I'm not being rude. I'm gonna have to try and sort this tooth out or something because it is causing me grief.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Looks like you're struggling a bit.
Yeah, it's it's sore. Very
Yeah.
sore.
All right, you take it
Right.
easy, mate.
I'll take off. Have
Yep.
fun.
All right,
Fernando,
have a good one.
looks like you're going between a drop bear and Gary now.
Oh man,
Catch you later.
See ya.
have a good one.
Boom, boom. There we go.
All
So-
right.
Yes, drop bears.
So yeah,
It's-
I'm just looking into different cryptids around in your backyard.
Yeah.
Shadow panthers.
Yeah. So didn't somebody just put that in the chat?
Oh really?
I thought somebody put that in the chat. I heard it mentioned anyway. I thought Christy said something about it. Possibly, I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah. Well, it's funny because
What in the world?
if you go, obviously going back to the static echoes, and you give a watch out to the Pilliga encounters in the Pilliga episode, there've actually been encounters there where several people have seen big black cats, and I'm talking about this cat. The shoulders were a good 4 or 5 feet high, and then it's like 3 times longer than what it is. The tail's massive, and there you go. In Boddington, the giant greyhound-looking creature. There's also a sighting being made down in Port Kennedy, not too far away from where I am, of this weird-looking thing. And the way it sort of gets described, it sounds like it's almost like a giraffe type level thing. This weird, the way it ran, but it was running so fast. This car was in about 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, and it was actually maintaining pace with a car alongside a car. And that was it. It ended up taking off into the scrub, and it was never seen or heard from again. There've never been any other reports of it, but yeah, there are some big things out there.
Yeah, I see. So what's up with this rainbow serpent?
That's part of Aboriginal culture, that Native Australian culture. There's so many different names for them now. I'm not sure what the correct one is now. Indigenous Australians, the First Nations people. There's a lot of different names, but he's a big part of their belief. The rainbow serpent. I'm not across all of the stuff, but what Dion's saying is, yeah, they're built like brick shit houses. If you ever see them and they flex, man, they've got some bloody serious muscle going.
Yeah. We actually spoke about the big red kangaroos out there, and even actually in the Powercast with Barry, he mentioned on how sometimes driving through the Pilliga, you hit accidentally you hit the kangaroos that are on the road, and he mentioned about the big red kangaroo, how big they are. And how sometimes you guys have, I guess, somebody passes by to pick up the bodies of the kangaroos, but they would, he would the next day drive through there and they'll be gone, which would be uncharacteristic of.
Yeah, what happens is they've got road clearance crews that go through every couple of days. Or they're out there every day, but they do different sections each day, so they might not get back to your section of road, the same section of road, for maybe 3, 4, 5 days. What he's saying is, when he hit that kangaroo that time, he said it was about half an hour, 40 minutes out of where he was located, where he was doing the drop off. And he said he saw it come out the side, because one of the things he said is, because he's a truck driver, we're down to 4 people now, we're losing people. Because he's a truck driver, if they go under the truck, they can dislodge the brakes, the cables to the brakes, and then the trailer locks up, and there could be in a lot of strife. So he said they have a look and they hit the brakes to make sure that where the red light comes, you can see the kangaroo goes out the side. So he saw it go out the side. He knew exactly where it had happened. He did the 40-minute drive into town, did the unload, which was maybe an hour. And then he was back on the truck, heading back the way he came. And at that time of the morning, these guys usually aren't out on the road. So even if it was the same day that they were going through, they wouldn't be going through there until at least 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Whereas he was out there, he was unloaded by, I think it was about 7 o'clock in the morning, because it was all the fresh fruit and veg to go into the shops, which opens at about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And then he was back on the road. So he was back on the same road going past this truck where the kangaroo had been hit, maybe an hour and a half later. And he said you could see where the blood was, and it had been dragged off the road by something, and it was gone. When these guys do the road clearances, they don't drag a kangaroo off the road. They bloody pick it up and put it in the back of a trailer and then gone. You wouldn't see blood being dragged off into the scrub.
Wow.
So that automatically into the next level of weirdness.
That's wild. That's all I'm
One
gonna
of the other stories that he didn't actually say on that podcast.
Oh, you didn't mention that.
No, there's another one that he didn't mention, which he spoke to me about before. I was waiting for him to say it, but he didn't actually say it. And that was, there was one time when he came across, there's a truck stop in the Pilliga where people don't stop. And I've got some other people that want to come in and talk to us about it. And in fact, Ray Doherty's son is a truck driver, and he's been to that stop. I'm not going to say too much because that's coming. Actually, no, that came up in the show that came out this morning, so I can say about it. He stopped at this stop, and he goes, "This is the place where they all talk." He goes, "It's a load of bullshit, you know." And apparently, he goes, "I'm going to have a piss." So he started waving his, you know, dingling around while he's having to tinkle at the bushes, and he's going, he's shouting out, "Yowie, I'm pissing on your home," and he's going on like this. And then he said he hears this big, massive smash on the side of the truck. You know that when they've got the big carriages on the back, the big trucks. This is one of the old ones that, remember when they used to be like aluminium or something before they start putting those cloth sides on them?
Okay.
This thing bounced off the side of that and made this big ass racket. And he goes, it stopped him cold in his tracks. And apparently he turned around and because he was on the phone with his old man while he was doing this, and he's going, "Yeah, fuck you, I'm having a piss." Oh, I just used the F word. Whoops, sorry. Yeah, and he said, "Dad, I'm getting back in the truck and I'm going." And he said the weird sense of uneasiness that just came out of nowhere when that big bang happened as well. He goes, there was no one around, but that was it. He was off. But anyway, this truck stop, the people used to go in there, have a feed, and then they were off on their way, but they would never go there at night time. It would all shut down. You know how trucks have got designated areas where they would stop if they're doing a long haul through the night so that the guys can jump into the back cab and have a couple of hours kip, and then they're on the road again.
Yep.
They wouldn't stop there. They would keep going through. Anyway, he was there one afternoon while everyone was having a feed, and he said he heard these guys talking about when they were just down the road, and just down the road, not far from where he'd hit this kangaroo, and then when he came back, the kangaroo was gone. And he said there was 2 or 3 of them in this car. He said, and they were driving, and they made comment because they said there was this weird looking pig in the middle of the road up in the distance. It was just, you know, just as the morning light was starting to come, so you can't see everything clearly, but you can see bits and pieces. And they could see the shape in the middle of the road. And what happened was, as they were getting closer, it was getting bigger. And they said, no, this isn't a pig. It looks more like a cow. And you do get cows and bulls and things like that that wander out into the roads in those areas. I know this from experience because going out through New South Wales, where Lynn comes from, come across a lot of that stuff, big bloody bulls and stuff like that. Anyway, It's sort of like, dude, we've got to slow down, man. This thing could do some serious damage to the car if it's if it decides to charge or not move. So they're coming down almost to a slow stop when this cow suddenly steps up onto its back legs, and it's a giant 10 to 12 foot tall, big, hairy silhouette, big, solid. I mean, it's 10 foot tall, but it was probably 5 foot across. It was massive, they said. But underneath its arm was a dead kangaroo. Underneath its arm, it stood up with this kangaroo under its arm. And those big red kangaroos, there's a lot of weight in them. You know, it take you at least 2 or 3 people to pick it up. This thing had it under its freaking arm, one arm.
So
And they said that this is when they put the high beam on, and they could see blood. All the front of it was covered in blood. It'd actually been eating the roadkill. And they said that was it. They just yanked it back into reverse. They went and took off in a different direction. And yeah.
So wait, so the beginning of the story, you mentioned that it looked like a cow, and then it just stood
Pig.
up.
Pig. It looked like a pig.
And it just stood
And
up.
then as I got closer, it looked like it was a cow because of the shape of it on the road. But then it stood up. So it was bent over, eating the dead kangaroo on location. And then it stood up, and that's when they saw truly what it was. Now that ties into listening back to some of the encounters that he had, where he talks about that big, he thought it was like a giant tree stump, big 8 foot giant tree stump with the red eyes. And that was in the similar sort of area as well. So there's a lot going on out in that Pilliga region, and I would down to 3 people now. We're really getting rid of everybody. What do you want to talk about, Tiddlywinks? Let's see if we can get it back up again. But anyway, we will go in a minute because we are starting to lose people, and we've been going for over an hour, so it's getting close to 11 o'clock here. But yeah, definitely give that a listen. And if you haven't already done it, listen to the new one that came out this morning, because we said it's actually named High Strangeness in Australia, or it's High Strangeness Down Under is what it's actually called. And we do a little bit of talking about 3i Atlas. We do a little bit of talking about a couple of things in another country. I can't remember exactly what it was we talked about now, but the majority of it, we were talking about Yowie's encounters here in Australia. And then we were talking about a lot of UFO encounters and how the American military, particularly...
Hey, no spoilers. I'm in the middle of hearing it.
Yeah, well, how they exert their influence on the Australian population without our permission. And then we actually delved then into a lot of paranormal cases around Australia as well. So if you like a little bit of all of the above, definitely check out that one that came out live on the Static Echoes channel this morning. It's a pretty good one. So it's interesting. Yeah. It's really interesting.
And as always, Ray is a very informative, awesome dude. So yeah.
Well, I've got a little bit of an inside track on what's coming up with Ray. I can't go into it, but he's been doing a lot of research on some bits and pieces. And what he's said to me tonight is he's going to repackage this research up, and he's going to make it available to me to use in these podcasts and what have you. So if you know Ray, he has done a hell of a lot of research on anything that he does. He is a very, very, very knowledgeable man, and a very credible man as well. So I'm interested to see what he's been delving into. So I can't say any more than that, because these announcements are Ray's to make.
Yep.
And he will be, I assume, making them soon. So stay tuned, everybody. On that, I think it is time to go to bed.
Well, from over here, I say have a good night. And for us here in America, good evening, good afternoon,
Good morning.
Enjoy your day.
Well, like I said, we haven't done a live stream for a while, and actually, there's a few people missing from our live stream chat tonight, which is unfortunate. There's a few names that normally we would see, but it was nice to have Christy and Dion with us, and whoever the mystery third person is. But
It's probably me because I'm looking into the.
yeah, but so am I. So that makes us automatically 4.
Oh,
I think it. I don't know. I don't know who it is anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna delve into what's been going on and try and get all of our. I had this new whole program set up for a live stream, and I think we tested it a couple of weeks ago, and it was phenomenal. But for some reason, there seems to be a broken registry item in there, and I can't get it to fire up. After I put all the time into building it, I can't get it to fire up. So we tried to go back to OBS, which was what we used to do for our live streams and everything, and for our podcasts, and that wasn't working properly either. So I said, we'll just go back to this. So the quality's down, the chat room's not working properly. There's a lot that I've got to sort out for the next live stream, but I'm
yeah,
now
for sure. Next time
50-50.
we'll have a very good conversation.
Yeah, and I'm 50-50 as to whether I'm going to use this microphone again or use the SM7B, because I think this sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good. Looks good. Goes with the glasses. So yeah,
It looks
yeah,
good.
for
It
sure.
goes with glasses. It goes with Max. And then if I get really close, you get that really good radio voice going. So I sound pretty cool. I know I sounds a bit up myself at the moment as well, but there you go. So on that note, it is time for us to say good night.
Good afternoon. Have a good one.
Oh, he's always got to say something, doesn't he? Eh? All right. Take it easy, everybody, and have a
Have a good one.
fantastic weekend. See ya.